to animations. Yes. Yeah.
All righty, everybody, we're back. How's everybody doing?
Good.
We're good.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm back from my cave, I guess, wherever I was.
JB was upset that we only got to 40 in the last puzzle time that she was on, so she went into a cave to train, like a Rocky IV style. She went to
Rocky
Russia.
IV. Beat me to the
That is
limit.
100% correct. Oh my gosh, how did you know?
Like a log cabin in the woods. Wrestled a few bears.
She was running up a mountain, moving chess pieces.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly correct.
Like,
they typically give you like warnings about like bears and wildlife in general, but while I was there was like warnings about me. They like don't get in my way, you know.
The bears hid from you.
Exactly.
Hey Seth, apparently you look like a Caucasian Anish Giri.
That's funny. One of my chess club kids was like, I'm trying to say which chess player I looked like, and he said Anish Giri.
Wow,
yeah, he was good because I liked it, like, because I don't know, I was saying like somebody looked like something, and then he's like, you look like, and I'm like, somebody I don't look like, and I'm like, no I don't, and then he's like, you look like Anish Giri, and I'm like, plausible.
Somebody said I look like MVL last time, but I think it's just the glasses. That was the only requirement.
I don't see either of those, but
yeah.
And also, I will give a shout out to to Pravid Do, since he's the one that made the comment. So tomorrow morning, we might regret this, but we are letting Pravid take over the stream. So he'll be streaming at I think 8:30 Eastern. Is that right? So
what's he doing?
You're doing some kind of opening something or other. He told me. I already forgot though. But so everyone, make sure everyone on the West Coast get up early so you can check out and finally see Pravid's face.
Wow!
See the man, the myth, the legend.
I truly hope that what happens is that actually David goes live, so that the mystery, continues. Whether it's an odd account.
It was me all along.
Hey, do you guys know? Do you guys know by any chance what the deal is with the King's Gambit tournament yesterday? How that turned out? Did white or black win?
I didn't see it.
I don't know.
Any part of that?
I was in a pool all day yesterday, so I didn't get to catch anything. So
I was recovering, and then now I'm still trying to recover. It's been 2 wild nights with this whole 4th of July celebration. We got a whole bunch of fireworks down here, JB. You don't know anything about that?
Well, happy late Canada Day to JB and all the other Canadians.
You did have that.
I was. Wait, you guys are talking about recovering. Isn't it today that you would be celebrating? I'm very confused.
Yeah, but it's America. We go all weekend.
All weekend.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm actually in the middle of a bender, so whatever.
You got
I had to stay with my dog all night because we're at my parents' and there's fireworks everywhere where they are, and he was losing his mind. He was not happy, so I had to sleep with him and try to calm him down the whole night.
People with the fireworks, man.
Yeah.
Well, things were a bit more low key this year for Canada Day. I won't go into it too much because this isn't the time and place, but people are curious. You can get informed about why things weren't so celebratory here in Canada this year. Lots going on, but I still got to celebrate last weekend. Not so much for Canada Day, but just in general because my friend from high school got married. So that was a pretty big deal.
Very nice. Congrats.
The little COVID wedding.
They didn't get married to you, did they?
What did you say?
I said they didn't get married to you, did they?
They did not. They did not.
Was it?
I was just there to drink wine and
would have been a weird
day.
way to announce your marriage.
That's why I thought that was the humor.
That was the humor part to me.
That is definitely how I would announce it, though. I would definitely say that I was at a wedding. Oh my gosh,
so great! It was fun.
Yeah.
And my wife hates it when I said I went to our wedding.
No, I think that's the only way. And then you say, "Oh, I was wearing white. It was very nice."
Just
at some point, I was cutting a cake. Wow.
Was it the first try at the wedding, or was it one of those postponed COVID weddings?
It was a first try, kind of maybe not so much a quickie wedding per se, but they got engaged like 2 months ago, so maybe a little bit. They basically got engaged, and then like they were like, all right, let's just do it. We'll as soon as an officiant is ready, we're going on to the beach and we're just getting married there. And that's what happened. And it was very nice.
Honestly,
Canadians
like
are big into hunting, so too, right? Shotgun weddings, I imagine.
I mean, I imagine too, it's sort of like one of those COVID things where they're like, I'm not going to propose until I know that the COVID thing is like enough that I can actually then do a wedding. So it's like,
Yeah,
like I mean, wait that out for a second.
I think,
and then
I think you're right. Yeah. There's probably a bit of that. That they wanted to have at least a few people around, like they didn't want it to be just them. But they're also like very bohemian, kind of people. So from what I remember, the proposal story was literally that like they were having breakfast and he was like, "Hey, you want to get married?" And then they did. So.
Yep. Well, let's move right into the puzzles. I got one for everybody, including chat. Nobody in chat say it if you see it right off the bat. Of course, this is how these things work.
Chat's really good at following rules.
It's whatever. This is a made in two. This is just a straight made in two. So find the made in two.
And so you said this was a puzzle that Kostia showed you. Is that correct?
Well, actually, so
this comes from an approved source.
The background is that my girlfriend came with me to Vegas, and she wanted to. She's trying to learn some more Spanish, and she found this book, which is a Spanish chess book. And Kostia was,
what camera were you showing that to?
There we go.
There you go.
And anyways, it's a Spanish chess book, and then Kostia was just rifling through it, and he saw this puzzle. It's a famous one. It's a made in two, and he's like, "Yeah, try to solve this. It took me forever, and it drove me nuts." So if you guys see it, it's a mate in two.
I got it.
Oh, wait. Got it? Yeah, hold on. This is in Common Chess Patterns or 1001. I've like drilled this on Chessable like 50 times in the last like 2 weeks. Yeah, I know in like 2 seconds. I did not get it the first time I saw it though.
I did not know it. I got it. I just got it.
Oh, you did not know it and you got it? Nice.
Pretty sure I got it. I better double check.
I have a feeling that I may have seen it before.
You see it?
But I'm not sure that I see it right now. No. So give me like maybe a second.
Yeah, okay. This is either in Common Chess Patterns or 1001. Was it beginner exercises, whatever it is, the two that I've been going through on Chessable.
It's actually in Tratado General de, I don't know how to say chess in Spanish, so I will not try to pronounce that last word. But yeah,
it's a good hints.
I think I see it now.
It's a good.
You see it?
Hold on, I see.
Good zugzwang.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I see. I don't want to say who. Well, it's only like one person that said something. Cartier could not follow the instructions. You weren't supposed to say it.
I saw it like I was looking into like things that I could go in my city like for chess things, like chess pubs or whatever. And I think they had that like as their logo or something like that, which is why like I remember it. Like I don't think I've actually practiced it, but I remember seeing it. Isn't this from like a Morphe game? I feel like it's from
Yes, it is. Morphe versus NN.
Yeah. Oh,
yep. Yep.
And
our good friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Total Cutie says it was 1001 chess exercise for beginners, which is exactly what I'm working through right now. So that's why I know it.
Cartier says, if a scrub sees it, what is the world coming to? Very true. Very true.
We're coming for you.
And then is that's my chess person. I said like people, they like, oh, I love to study Tal or Karpov or something. I study NN.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean you?
So I agree.
So that's why you lose a lot, right?
That's why I lose all the time.
Yeah. NN is all of our spirits animal. I aspire to NN's beautiful, glorious work.
David on one of his streams was talking about this, and we had some good book titles by NN, like NN's 60 least memorable games, or
there was a string in the Discord a while back where people were posting all those all those titles for the books that we could do. Yeah. So JB, do you have any?
We found it.
Do you know?
I'm thinking that it's Rook A6.
That is 100% correct.
Yep. A beautiful little Zugzwang. Black is thinking, what is my life come to? What is going on? I don't want to move this bishop, but now you're making me,
Can't do that.
Can't move the bishop.
Can't move the bishop.
But you have to move the bishop.
You have to.
Yeah, it's the only move you can possibly make.
Actually, no. There's
How can you could take the rook and
you can take the rook.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That's why.
And then it's almost like even more painful. Like
That's
I feel like
it's
mate with a pawn are like the most painful ones, you know?
I mean, it's not only is it a pawn mate, it's also a smothered pawn mate. Like, I mean, like straight up smothered pawn mate. Like,
thank you, Rengoff, for the sub, by the way.
Like pure, like only knights are supposed to smothered mate. By the time you have a pawn smothered mating, you're just like, come on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Have you ever mated with a pawn?
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know
of
that
it.
I have. Only in puzzles.
Like
I don't think I've managed to put it on the board.
Yeah, I mean, mate with a pawn move too. Well, I guess maybe I have. Probably.
I think I managed once to have a proper like smothered mate though with a knight. That felt amazing. I was feeling myself that day. That was amazing.
I've done it like a couple. Like I did it once, and I did it like once a week later, and then not too long ago, I misplayed the knight move. I just like it was kind of I don't know if it was a misclick or just my brain just stopped working, but I moved it to the wrong space, so I blew my smothered mate. I had mate in 1 or mate in 2, whatever, with a smothered mate, and I blew it, and then I lost the game. I was so angry at myself.
I have had one opportunity I can remember where I missed it, but I won it another way, but I was so mad that I missed smothered.
Yeah.
I was like, how could I?
Yeah, I think I went to like H6 instead of like whatever I did. I clicked on the wrong square.
Okay, Drew, just, you know.
All right, we're just going for it. Let me.
All right, we're D8, please.
Yeah. All right, so I'll
I guess
also
we didn't even announce what we're doing, but what we are doing is this. So we'll do this.
We should say. So last time JB was on, we had a puzzle streak of 40 with zero
misses.
That's the most important.
0 misses. We are undefeated.
We are not allowed to miss.
We've never missed ever.
And I will also point out that like about a week or two later, when Chess Latte and Kostia were doing it, Kostia got an error on, was it puzzle 21 or something? So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna let that slide. I'm gonna have to point that out.
By the way, Kostia is my actual chess doppelganger.
Yes,
yeah,
that is 100% accurate.
I was watching when he was doing Title Tuesday. I was watching it in my classroom during lunch, and the kids were all like, "Oh, that looks like Mr. L's. That's like younger Mr. L."
They call you Mr. L. That's so cute.
Yeah, they call me Mr. L.
Yeah. All right, Daster's yelling at me. All right, I'll do it. I'll fix it while he's doing all the easy puzzles.
Yeah. What's Daster mad about?
He wants me to redo the setup. He's right though, but I just don't want to tell him.
What's wrong with the setup?
I'm just making the board bigger.
All right, let's talk. All right, we're black here.
Now he's in. It's just so rude, Dan. You're just yelling at me now. So rude.
Check. Rook takes. Check. Take the rook. I think that's good, right? Just rook, right?
Yeah. Rook takes. Rook. Bishop takes,
and then queen.
Then queen mate.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Rook takes. Yeah.
All right.
And then
queen d8.
No,
that's just mate, isn't it? No.
Sorry, I was yelling at myself.
Okay. Just queen d8. Is there anything wrong with queen d8?
I'll be with you momentarily. You guys just keep doing that while I make Dan happy.
Seems right. Queen c7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just give him one of these. Yeah.
That was f7, I believe. But yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was c7.
No, we were black.
Well, then it would have been 2, not 7.
C2, you're right. It was C2. F2. It was F2. We got this. It was F.
One day I'll know how to read a board.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm still very bad at it. Like, it takes me a good minute to find a piece when people say, like, the coordinates. I'm just like...
I've been trying to go through, like, more like like Masters games, like Life of Games with Mikhail Tal and all that kind of stuff. And I'll get to a certain point, and then I'm like, this doesn't even make any sense. This move doesn't make any sense. And I go back like 8 moves, and I realize because I moved it to like the wrong coordinate, and I read it wrong.
Yeah, and what's like extra challenging is when you're going through a game that's written in the old-timey notation, like queens, bishop, whatever.
I haven't even tried to do any of that descriptive notation.
No.
Oh, I have a book. I have a book in descriptive notation. It is murder. Yeah.
Is it queen takes or pawn takes?
All right.
Queen takes or pawn takes? I think it's
queen takes is the most forcing because then they've got
to. But there's something about the pawn which might leave the other rook hanging with the queen having to move or something.
Queen takes which?
Queen just moves up a square.
Queen takes d6 or pawn takes d6.
Queen takes d6 with check, so then they've kind of got to take back with the queen.
But is that
we're down a rook
advantageous for some reason?
We're down a rook.
So why do we want to do the trade? My idea was pawn
because
takes
we're down
d6.
a rook.
My idea was pawn takes d6 and force the queen to move, and maybe we got the rook in the end or something like that. I don't know.
So pawn takes, queen goes to c6.
Then no, that's not it. Why am I not seeing this?
What am I missing here? All right, I gotta turn it.
Am I overthinking something or like?
Gotta minimize chat.
Could it be?
If queen takes rook, if queen takes d6,
rook c3.
Sorry, pawn takes rook c3.
That seems way too complicated for a 10 puzzle.
Yeah,
that's way too complicated for a 10
Listen,
puzzle.
maybe they saw our amazing performance last time, and chess.com was like,
they
we
just
have
wanted
to
to
do
make
something about this.
There's like a little troll at chess.com, like,
so
yeah.
If queen takes d6, can we take? What do we get out of queen takes d6?
Queen
check?
takes d6 check. Queen takes d6. Pawn takes d6. Then we lose the bishop, don't we?
And yeah.
What am I missing?
Rook check.
This is annoying already.
Bishop. Yeah. Okay. I'm making us way too complicated.
Something's too complicated here. Whatever. This is.
It's gonna be queen
wait a minute.
check.
Isn't it pawn takes and then queen takes f7 check?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Oh yeah. Because
Wait. What?
Pawn takes, queen takes.
Oh yeah.
Queen h7 check.
But then king comes to e7 and he's fine, right?
Not fine.
Oh, because the pawn's there.
If they don't take
the
back
pawn's
the pawn.
there.
No, the queen. But the queen takes. The queen takes the pawn.
Then we take the queen.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, just queen it. Yeah. There you go.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right,
fine. Come on. That was lame.
I forgot the queen can't take the pawn.
Was so lame.
That's an underrated puzzle.
That was definitely
It's because people just reflexively take a queen with their pawn without even looking.
That was that was semi-complicated. Like,
and then the second
that
part,
was something.
And then the second part, you just move out.
Is it knight takes c6?
Hey, chess latte.
No, I think.
No, what are you doing, Drew?
Drew.
That was queen h5 check. Knight goes, and you'd win the rook.
Drew,
you in charge. Start over.
We're just starting over. Sorry.
Also,
I'm fine with the start over.
That was my bad. I apologize.
Blame Chess Latte. He just got here and we lost. So I'm just saying, coincidence.
That was terrible.
You don't. Come on, we're a team here.
I know. I thought it was still simple, and it wasn't.
All right.
I mean, it was simple, but yeah.
All right.
Guys, this is what happens when we let Drew control the mouse.
Hey, when I control the mouse, we win consultation matches.
Yeah, then we get into non-windmills.
Hey now.
Knight takes.
Hey, if I was in control of the mouse, then you'd be yelling at me.
Knight takes. Oh, whoa. I mean, it was right, but that was another quick trigger.
We're on puzzle 2.
We're on puzzle. That was puzzle.
Come on. Don't get crazy on us.
All right. Rook check.
Black.
Are you talking rook a8 check? Is that what you're saying?
Rook h1.
We are black. We are black. I thought we were
rook h1.
Yeah, rook h1.
Listen, Rook to the top right, top left corner.
We should use this.
We're using our own Scrubs descriptive notation.
Well, because descriptive notation is the same no matter which side you're looking at it.
Oh, we're in check.
All right, so yeah, Queen B7.
Queen.
King.
There's no queen.
King the knight 2.
This is rough, guys. All right, I'm just gonna shut down the stream. We're done.
This is awful. What the hell?
King the knight 2.
King to knight 2. What? No.
We're using descriptive notation
Queen to
now.
knight 2 is still chat. Wait, what?
There was a pretty long, extensive period where we kind of tried to refer to the dojo as like the most educational chess content stream. And guys, we're not.
We were like in one of those tier makers.
What? This is educational. You learned that failure is part of the game.
Exactly.
And you have to like take your time and not let Drew have control. Like don't do anything.
Hey now.
Whoa. I guess if it's made
don't do
one.
the checkmate. Don't do the checkmate.
I guess if it's made.
Don't do it.
I guess
don't
if
do
it's
it. God, no, the checkmate.
All right.
Let's see.
Oh man.
I'm still feel bad about that. That was so painful.
All right. I'm gonna do a descriptive notation. Bishop to queen 4.
Mitch beat me to it.
Bishop to king 4. To king 4.
That is
It's
It's king 5. It's actually king 5.
No, it's king 4 because we're black. You do it from your own perspective.
Kalar said it.
Check the miserable king.
Nice.
Right?
Yep. And then a little check rank.
Little back rank.
And also in descriptive notation, you just say rook takes rook. You don't have to say what square.
Yep. Yep. And then rook over.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're feeling it. Come on, feel it.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are we happy with that?
Check. King has to move to D8 and then mate, right?
Yeah.
It can also move to
C8. It can only move to
the queen. Yeah, you're right. Okay, yep. Checkmate.
This one or this way?
That one. No.
This one.
Just how about you don't click on the piece until it's ready?
This one.
Yeah. Is this not mate?
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Drew needs to think where you have to sit on your hands, right? When you first do it, you got to sit on your hands before you make a move.
I'm like nervous now. It's like, oh, so nervous. Okay.
Don't worry, chat's forgiving.
Chat can just have amnesia or something, It's like, hold on.
All right.
Queen takes, bishop takes.
Queen takes.
This is a little complicated. It's like you got to get the order of the taking.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's queen takes.
Queen takes with check, and then bishop takes rook. Is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
Actually, could we also throw in another intermediary? Bishop takes bishop for another trade down move.
No, because then he doesn't have to take the bishop.
And then
he has still up. Knight takes bishop with check.
Okay.
Yeah,
yep, that's fair.
Yeah.
Also, knight takes queen.
So queen takes queen, right?
Well,
we got it. Yeah, queen's got to go first with check,
and then you take them direct. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I see. You
take the bishop, right?
Yeah. What? An unnecessary.
What? Okay, this is so deep.
It just keeps going.
Here?
Oh, hold on. Don't move that.
Yeah, that's the only legal move.
You can go king. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. Guys, I'm still figuring out how the pieces move. Just give me a break.
They make you play.
All right,
I'm gonna sit a couple out here.
Check. Do we like knight takes knight check?
It's a good candidate, but first let's calculate it. So knight takes knight, pawn takes knight, queen, checkmate. Queen. No.
Yeah.
It's not.
Queen check.
Knight takes queen to
right.
h6.
There's a pawn in the way between the bishop and the queen on a rook 3.
Yeah.
Oh, we are queen takes knight.
Yeah. And then queen h6.
Yep. Knight takes knight, queen rook 3.
I'm gonna blame Seth. That's why I can't name all these pieces right, because this descriptive notation is messing with my brain.
This is just the same pattern, right? Of queen check, queen takes pawn check, and then back.
You only need to specify which rook when when both are possible. MG Weirdo, I think.
Queen takes F7.
Yeah, Queen takes F7, King H8, Queen F8. Backranker.
Backranker.
All right.
And I barely even matter.
All right.
My immediate thought is rook takes knight. Rook takes.
Yeah,
I do like rook takes.
yeah, the pawn is pinned. No, rook takes knight, pawn is pinned.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all good with that?
I just want to tell
So.
Mitch that no, we turned them off because it's a learning opportunity for us. I have all the labels turned off on my.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I can
Queen.
take. Yeah.
Yeah, take it. Take it again.
No, the Daster, all the coordinates are off. It's to teach us.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. It is. That's why it's so difficult. My God. Thanks, Derek.
That's what I did that on mine. I turned them all off, and clearly it's been helping me.
Bishop takes knight. Bishop takes knight.
And
queen
then just mate.
Queen to rook 7 mate.
Just stop. Just stop. Like, dude, if I do the wrong move, I'm gonna blame it on the notation that for this time around. I'm just saying, it's not gonna be my fault this time.
All right, fine. I'll go back to algebraic.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like even if we use modern notation, it's just as confusing. So
Yeah.
I feel like either way, we're really struggling. So.
I'm struggling in all of them.
So we're white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm feeling like this may be a queen trap thing situation, but
It definitely looks trappable. Oh wait,
It is trapped. It is
Rook
trapped.
C1?
yeah, rook
No,
D2.
no. Rook D2.
Oh,
Yes.
rook D2.
would it no rook?
Yep, rook D2 works.
It's trapped.
Where that queen going?
Rook D2.
Because if you do this, oh yeah, then there's yeah.
We
Okay,
good with that?
yeah.
Yum.
Boom goes the dynamite.
I'm so bad at queen
Queen-
traps,
queen
but
C3?
once someone tells me it's a queen trap, I'm
Queen
ready.
C3 probably but I don't know why yet. Yeah,
Queen C3 if the
and then
bishop
we
drops
have the
back. Bishop takes, check. If queen takes,
Actually,
take
wait,
the
no,
rook.
queen take or bishop take. Yeah, bishop take.
So
yeah.
queen check
Yeah. You're gonna win the rook in the end.
on
Are we all go with that? Queen C3.
Yeah, well, hold
and
on.
then
Yeah,
bishop
queen
takes.
check on C3. If he blocks with the bishop, you take
Bishop
with the bishop,
takes.
Block
then
with
you
the
take
queen,
the
you take
rook.
rook.
Then you take the rook. Bishop takes. Now
Boom
take
goes
the
the
rook.
dynamite.
Ooh,
All right, this is
alright,
the same easy
F2.
thing. Yeah,
And
queen.
another one of those.
Yeah, they
My
keep
God.
giving them to us.
They're so
Queen
common
F2
in these
check.
rushes. I swear, it's just.
Yeah, but why is this a level 16 after they've already given it to us like
I know
5
at
times?
like level 7.
It's
Like,
another one.
Saw-
It's the
they
same
saw what
thing.
happened.
Straight up.
Hold
No.
on.
That's how it happened, and now they
Yes,
saw
it
that
is.
Chess was
It's
feeling
just
bad inside.
tripled.
Yeah, it's just the same
tripled.
thing. Yeah. So queen to the queen to there, and then yeah.
Too bad there's not a scenario where you can promote and then they can promote and then you could have 4 things that need to be traded to get the back rank.
King D3, right?
Hold
yeah,
on, don't
yeah.
move
There's
it.
no way for the king to get over, right?
It's got to be King D3. There's no other
Mhm.
move.
King
To
D3. If
block
king
it out
goes,
and then go around.
it can't get boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it can't get back in time. Go up, go over.
Okay, wait,
front
this is
pawn.
where it gets
Yeah.
tricky.
Wait, you take the front pawn or the back pawn? The front pawn.
Front pawn. Yeah, because if you take the back one, then they can go to.
Then they
yeah.
can take your pawn.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
Guys,
Oh my God.
slow
Wait, we
down.
had that
Probably not.
confirmed?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
you go
confirmed
around.
that though.
Mm,
We
Yeah.
straight up confirmed that. You guys confirmed that for me.
It's true.
No,
it's true.
I mean,
it's
we-
true. We confirmed.
we
It's true.
did,
We didn't
we
think
did,
about it
but-
too much. It's
You
true.
didn't make us
Yeah,
say.
but
Is that your final whatever it is? What's the million?
right, but
millionaire
like
thing?
I didn't. Guys, I'm slow. I need a minute to calculate.
Mitch says we need to set up the trebuchet.
I think I need a minute too, because this was actually.
I think
now
if
it
we
makes
take
sense,
the
'cause if you
back
take-
one, if the king moves up, you just move to the other side, and then the king.
Yes.
Right.
And now,
there's a
since we
little
took the
zigzag.
middle one, the king's just gonna go behind the pawn, and like as soon as we move away to take the second pawn to start moving ours, that's a draw. Like we basically lose the defense.
But
we did
it
slingshot engaged
because we went slow, and the chat hated us for it, but we got them
Yes,
all right.
All right. Here's our excuse, guys. Last time we took like 2.5 or 3 hours. Now we have to get off because Jesse and David and Kostia are all coming on at they'll be on at 6 to do a dojo talks. So we're on a time crunch. That's our excuse. Don't yell at us. We're just trying to please the people. Just get off our backs. Gosh.
Yep. Anyways, let's move on. I will just take one. Well, we were perfect last time, but that was for going slow. Let's just see if we can break 40.
All right.
First thought, rook to whatever that white square is. B1.
B1.
We've also made it harder on ourselves.
Are we sure on this?
I'm not saying to do it yet, Drew. I'm just saying this is my first thought.
Okay. Oh, first
B1 check.
No, oh wait, no. What about? No, I see another one. A bishop.
Take that little hand off the board.
My hand is right here. My hand is right here.
No, your little hand cursor.
We need to see both hands at all times, Drew, until we tell you.
Bishop, but I propose bishop to D5.
No, I think that comes. My point was put the rook up there. If the king goes to G2, then you hit him with the check and win the rook.
Wait.
Rook, what if the king comes to H2? What if the king comes to H2?
Then we play the other rook to B2.
Then we block with blocks with the rook.
Then that's mate on the
Then
corner.
You take with the rook, and then you bring the bishop to D5 with check and win the other rook.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
What about king G2? Or
G2, you still have
F2.
King F2.
Yeah.
King
F2, then you bring the
rook over.
Then you bring the other rook up to B2 with check, and then it has to go. Then it has to go back to F3.
Diagonal.
He's gonna step on that diagonal.
Yeah, somewhere. Okay, are we good? Can we lock it?
Hands up, Drew, until we lock it.
Lock it.
Lock it.
Are we gonna have to make a hands up, Drew emote?
Rook.
Wait, to be clear, what is it we're locking, Drew? What are you playing?
B1, king H2, rook 8 B2. Then what about king H3?
King H3, then it's mate because
rook mate. Yeah, rook H1. Yep. Okay.
They kind of have like 3 different options. I think we got them all covered.
It's either we end up mating or we win the rook.
Yeah, exactly. I say go for it. I say hands up, you're good. Or hands down.
Rook to B2?
Yeah, that one.
If he blocks with the rook, take the rook.
Take the rook?
Take the rook.
And then you what's it called?
Yep.
You fork him.
Fork him.
Good job, team.
All right.
Did that bishop take something or?
I don't know.
All right, we got a double pin.
You can go back. If you press the arrow on your lap your keyboard.
Yeah, the bishop took.
There,
yeah.
Okay, it took a pawn.
Took a pawn.
All right, so we got a lot of pins going on.
All right.
I immediately see rook takes C7 check.
That's where you got to cover the chat.
But
all right, so we're white.
Rook F2. Rook F2 check.
It's a thought.
Is it a windmill?
No.
No, JB had it right. Rook C7 check.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
We're saying the same thing, just from different sides.
Now,
I'm colorblind. I'm colorblind. I'm not racist, I swear.
Rook C7 check. Then king D8.
We do queen check, maybe.
Queen. I don't see
queen B5. Queen B5 check.
That's not check.
That's check.
King's on D8.
Oh, sorry, it's not check. You're completely right.
Queen. Rook.
Carlos says you see windmills everywhere.
Yeah. If the king goes to B8, it's easy. Then it's just rook back, discover check, and you win the queen. But if king goes to D8, then what?
Yeah, well, it might not be rook C7. It might be rook F8.
Yeah, but then the king just steps up.
Queen.
It's kind of escapes now.
Queen B6, B5. 1, 2,
Go
3,
check.
4, 5. Queen B5. Yeah.
Forcing the king to go to E7.
It can't. Wait, to E7. Yeah. To E7. Then you have Queen E8 check. And almost mate. No, mate. Queen E8 mate.
No, because king goes to.
Wait,
where's our rook?
I don't know. What line are you guys saying? I was distracted.
All right, I'll do it. It's maybe let's work on these coordinates.
Hold on. Oh, sorry.
Wait,
Let me hear.
Rook F8.
Okay.
King
King D7.
King D7.
D7. Queen B5 check.
Yeah.
If king
C6.
C6.
He's got to block with C6,
B7.
then he got to take B7, and then that's mate.
What about King D6?
King D6.
King D6 can't happen because the bishop.
King E.
What?
King E,
nice.
And then JB
That's
was
it.
saying King E7, and then if King E7, Queen E8, I think is mate.
Hold on, wait a
And
minute.
it better be.
I think we already mated him.
Rhymes.
Rook F8, Queen D7,
Uh-huh.
Queen B5 check, has to block with the C pawn. Queen B8.
No. Or the king.
I was saying
or
a king.
was
I was saying
D6,
if king.
If king D6.
No.
Or
B6
E7.
is illegal. E7. Yeah.
E7.
King E7, then Queen E8 mate. If King E7.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah. I just missed that there. Yeah. Either way,
Can
that's
we lock
mate,
it in? Lock it in.
Lock it in. Hands down.
And if the pawn protects,
then it's just
Then we take
B7
it.
mate.
oh, the bishop, yeah.
Yeah, that bishop hiding.
Alrighty,
All right.
Good work.
halfway there.
You don't got to do the work. Bishop H.
H8.
Bishop
H2.
H2 check.
Yeah.
Yeah, bishop H2
Yeah.
check if he takes with
Knight
the...
takes. Queen
Knight that we
takes.
made him. And if King H1, that is a windmill.
Wait, hold on. Also,
Maybe.
bishop H2 check if he takes with the knight. What did you say is mate?
Queen H2.
That's not mate though.
Not mate. You're right.
But then-
it looks
Oh,
like
wait.
then it's mate. Sorry. Then it's mate when he kick it over. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So bishop lock in bishop
Hold
H2.
on. No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Bishop H2, King H1, then it's knight to F2 check.
Mate. Checkmate.
Oh yeah, that's just mate.
And then so the only thing, right, so if bishop H2, king H1, then
Knight moves.
no, sorry. If bishop H2, knight takes, queen takes, king F1,
then queen F2.
F2 mate. Yeah. Okay.
Those are the two options.
Now I'm good.
I missed the
bishop
queen coming
H2?
over to F2. Yeah, bishop.
Queen takes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Correct. Yep.
And me.
All righty. I say Rook C8 is the candidate for me. Then we're just
Rook
pushing the
C8.
pawn.
Rook C8, push the pawn.
Yep.
Rook C8, trade.
Push the pawn.
Push the pawn, and then there's no way for that other rook to stop it.
The rook can't get behind it because of the pawn on A4.
Well, I guess it's the only option is to get behind it, but then we're going to be up a rook in the end.
We just take the rook. Or,
That pawn is covering it anyway. Yeah, you're right.
Check.
Are we good with that?
Check. What's the other option? Yeah, I get. And if they don't take, we win a rook.
Right.
And we have the same amount of rooks, so that's good. Okay. Yeah, I'm good with it. Oh, that's
twist.
Oh
No, and now it's still we take to the right, push the pawn, and then
Wait.
Yep.
Wait, no, they'll
and then we have Rook C8, and then we have Rook C8.
No, we We take the D8 rook with check. They have to take it with the other rook, and then we push the pawn to B7, and then end up playing the rook to C8 check.
Yep. Check. Yep.
Push the pawn.
Push that pawn.
It. Block the. Okay.
Whatever.
Just trying anything.
Check.
Now,
rook check.
Yeah. Check
and queen.
And then
Rooks F1.
Rook F8.
Rook F8.
C1. There we go.
Rook C1. That's the one. Rook Bishop 1. Rook Bishop 8. I'm sorry.
Stop.
Honestly,
man, we got
easier.
past it. Now you just broke my brain again. Now I'm not going to be able to get any of these.
Honestly, it's easier. Look how long it took us to figure out C1, F1. See, I'm still getting it wrong.
I think it's a board just
no, it is C1. Damn
it should just be rotated whether you're looking at it from black or for white. Everything just A is always in the bottom left.
That's what descriptive is. But anyway,
yeah.
Rook from the bottom to the top.
From the bottom. Now it's here.
Now it's King H2. Now what?
Queen
to
F1.
F1.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and
what I was thinking.
Then rook.
How do you stop the mate?
Then rook G5. Or rook G5 with the king coming to G3.
It doesn't seem totally forced. Rook F5. You said.
Yeah, clearing the square for the king to come out.
Okay. So
rook F5. Then we just take the pawn with the queen because the bishop's covering it with check.
No, but it's.
Oh, it's true. Yeah. No, then the rook takes it.
Takes what?
The pawn.
You just moved the rook.
Yeah, you just moved the rook to F5.
He's saying he means G5.
Do you mean G5?
That does change things.
Move to F5 as well. That's a knight. Makes a knight pop to F5.
I'm terrible at this.
All right, I've got like 300 dojo gold. I'm going to redeem all 300 points just for a lesson from the senseis on how to read the board.
This is so scrubby.
Also, I think I've just had a great idea. How about arrows?
What?
Whoa!
How about arrows?
Whoa!
You just changed the game.
Put a moratorium on arrows.
But then you can't pull a stick up on me. You know, like that's the only problem. No stick up.
No stick up. What?
Do I have to have my hands up?
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Oh yeah,
Steve North coming in here with his crazy suggestions, like turn on the coordinates. Then this would be a boring show where we just answer all these and we fly through all the puzzles and we're really good at it.
So this is the situation.
This is the and this one is Snooky.
All right, so rook check, king to that square with the arrow.
If rook back, then queen takes f4 check, and I guess rook back up. I'm not sure. But if you push, then no, that's not me because the queen's protecting.
He gets the square. Well, if the king comes out to that square, G3,
rook C2. Actually, rook C2 if pawn pushes.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, maybe. Hold on,
there might be. But if the rook comes back.
Yeah, if the rook comes back is kind of the problem.
Yeah.
All right, maybe it's not this.
Hold on, correct. What? Sorry for my grunting.
So, all right.
That's how I think. So, caveman style.
Rook
C1. If the king goes to H2, you bring the queen to F1.
Threatening mate.
Yeah, threatening mate. So he's got to move the rook.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just hit him with a queen H1 check. And then you take the pawn, and that's mate.
After queen f. Oh no, yeah, never mind. Okay,
how's that made?
Because what that.
If the king escapes, right? If we give the check on
start
H1.
Sorry. There, yeah, sorry, you're right. That's not mate yet.
If you just left click on the board, they all go away.
Okay. I'm trying to stay away from that button.
Oh yeah, just click it on an open square.
Yeah, but if he's already clicked another piece and it's a possible move, then it moves it.
It's tricky.
Put it on, or you can click the enemy king because you can never move. I've learned that one.
Oh, that's nice.
If you've clicked a piece and you're worried about it, click the enemy king, and you won't mess with it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What about? Could we do queen sack?
No.
And king takes?
I already looked at that. I think king takes and there's no trap immediately.
Yeah.
All right.
So rook up, king h2, queen.
Yeah, say your line, Derek.
Yeah, and then queen to f1. They do some kind of an well, they have to move the rook, otherwise it's mate.
Where do you want it? G5? Okay.
I don't know if it matters at this point. And then queen h1 check.
If queen's on queen, how about queen f5, f4?
We looked at that. Rook just comes back and blocks.
Yeah, then you could rook check
then,
and take the
then check. It's got to go to h4.
Check. It goes to. What goes to h4? The king.
Up some piece. I don't even remember. The king's got to go to h4 after we take the g pawn.
Okay. We can't take the g pawn.
When the king is on g3, when we chase it to g3, then we take the g pawn with check.
That has to be good.
Then the king, then the king, the only square that it can go, I think, is to h4.
H4.
But yeah, but then how do we get it there?
Because
now the rook is looking at our queen.
Where's the queen? The queen is on G3 here. No, the queen is on G2.
So what's our line right
G2,
now?
yeah.
C1,
and the king is on H4.
Rook C1, king H2, queen F1, rook moves, yeah. Queen H1 check.
Queen
King
H1 or
moves
king
to-
queen G1?
Queen H1 check. Yeah, she's right.
Why H1 and not G1?
Because the queen is protecting.
God, sorry.
Yeah.
Ignore
And
me.
then once the king is there, once the king is on G3, queen takes G2 check, protected by the bishop.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
From
That's
there,
good.
the king can only move to H4.
Now how do we
At
finish
which
it off?
point,
Yeah.
Because now once the king moves, the rook is looking at our queen.
Yeah.
Wait. Ooh.
The rook is blockading the pawn.
No, what is it?
Missing something.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Oh, whoa! What if we just
The king's
did
in
one?
bad
What if we
trouble.
did one of these?
No.
Well, I
No,
was
but
trying to not now. I don't think I was
Our
looking
queen-
for one of those
our queen
pawn
is
pushes
hanging.
later to try to mate him with the pawn.
No, but attack the rook.
Our queen is hanging.
yeah, our queen's hanging.
Oh.
Um,
Wait, can we do? Wait, what about?
But hold on. That's what. Hold on. No, that
Queen-
might have been the
queen
move
is
because
protected there.
yeah.
Yeah. Darn it!
What about different candidate move?
Like from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Rook The rook is on the c file. Yes, rook c5.
Rook c5.
C4, you mean?
c4. Rook c4.
Rook c4. Attack the queen.
Attacking the queen and the bishop, sure. Queen moves.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be good.
What do we got?
Okay. Yeah.
What's happening?
No, I think that other line was promising. It's just once the queen is on G2, once the queen is on G2, where do we go? Queen is on G2 and the king is on H4.
Yeah. And the rook is on G5.
And the
white rook's on G5. We can go, we could just go queen. It seems a little slow.
Whoa. Hold on. Time out. Sorry. I got excited. Rook to go back to the original line. Rook check, king H2, queen F1. Got to move the rook.
Sorry.
Wait. Yeah.
Actually, sorry.
Yeah, the king moves.
Yeah. Got to move the rook. Queen to H1 check.
Right.
Bishop takes.
G2.
Yeah. G2. With threatening mate on H3. Is there anything there?
Good thought.
Why is this so deep for a 22? I'm like, gee, this is like.
I don't think that would be mate.
This is underrated.
This is super
no, it's not
deep.
mate yet but he's got to block with.
He's got to do something to stop it. Well, the rook could come back.
Yo, you all know this is going to be one of those puzzles where this is the line and it's going to stop like 3 moves.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
For sure. We're going to play rook c1 and it's like, good job.
So it's something on it. All right. Check. There.
Yeah, rook c1.
There. Check. There. Takes.
I do think you're right that the bishop probably has to get involved.
Yeah, I think it's just covering the squares.
So bishop, but if a bishop takes G2 while the rook is on G, or while the king is on G3, it gives them a move to like try to come back and defend, but I don't know if they can.
Yeah, no, I think that if we take G2, it's got to be with the queen check. I don't think it would be the bishop.
But the bishop is, I like the bishop because it does threaten mate, I think. Yeah, it threatens mate, doesn't it?
Does it though? If the bishop's up there, let's say the king stays for whatever reason on G3, queen takes H3 check.
That's mate.
No, king goes to F2. We kind of like.
Oh, F2.
We sort of like pursue the king.
If it goes to F, I mean, if it goes to F2, then you have queen F3, and then that's mate.
King E2.
King E2. King is on queen is on F3 in my line. So after bishop G2.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And the rook's protecting behind.
Yeah. So,
also, after rook c1, what if king f2?
Right, that too.
We just have queen. Queen
F1. Queen F1 is check, which makes it even better than before.
Yeah.
But then the king can start marching up the board, but like there's no way it survives, right?
Because I guess maybe because the rook comes into play.
Yeah, eventually there'll be a rook skewering the king and queen at the very worst in that line, I think. Because it'd be rook c1, king f2, queen f1, king e3, then like rook e1, and then that was that mate. No, then king, then if king e2. Oh no, sorry, rook e1 is covered by the bishop. Dang it.
What is up with this puzzle? Why is it so hard?
It's rook c1.
Maybe try putting the board in blindfold mode. Bobby, like searching for Bobby Fischer style.
No, we are
wiping the board out.
Off the board.
Don't move until you see it.
Until you see it.
Should we just play rook c1?
Yes.
I think there's yeah, I mean it's got to be rook c1.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to. Yeah.
I know, but if you
I think there's something you play rooks,
then you can calculate the rest of the line from there.
I think there's mate in one way, but if he goes another way, so if it's rook c, I think something with that bishop line that I said, it's got to be something over there, right?
Can we do it? Can we lock it in?
Yeah,
sure.
Hey!
So hold on. All right, now let's just make sure we're happy with queen f1.
Queen f1 threatens mate, so they've got to move the rook.
What about rook h1?
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
No, because then your only option is queen to check, and then there's no finishing move.
Finish them.
Sweep the leg. There's no way to get it over because then the king just goes back to h2.
I think it is. Yeah.
You're right.
Lock it in?
Yeah.
Yeah, that threatens mate.
Oh.
What?
See? We spent all this
Okay, but now we take the rook, right? Or do we?
No, we don't take. Wait, what do you mean take the rook? I think that we have to check the king.
Why?
Take the rook with the bishop.
Why not the material? Because when pawn takes, you reveal the king too, so that's good.
Well, but why are they both seem perfectly good?
This is not something I went in. This is not one of the lines I was trying to analyze.
I don't like this puzzle. I don't like it one bit.
I do not.
Like this puzzle. This is not what?
I think it's just take the rook.
I guess if we take, it's just pawn takes, and then that would be.
I guarantee you the puzzle ends right after we take the rook.
But
wait,
the bishop.
Are you sure it's take the
really? It's
rook
just
and
for
not queen?
It's just for up in exchange.
Well,
I think it's you take the rook because you also open up the king. You could have queen coming in with a check, and then the rook comes in on g1 too with another check.
That's all great, but you got to refute queen h1 for me.
Queen h1. Queen h1.
Yeah, refute queen h1.
King g3.
Then we take the rook.
Then we take the rook. Then they take back with the pawn.
Pinned. No, the pawn's pinned. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Wait, hold on, guys. It's a windmill.
Come on, Drew. You're supposed to be our windmill.
The pawn is pinned. However, if we can't give that check there. Never mind. There's the queen protecting.
I guarantee you, it's if we take that, they take with the pawn. Then you can throw in like a rook to then there's like a rook to like c2 check. Then the king is running up the board, and then we'll push a pawn and mate it. I guarantee you it just ends after this bishop takes.
What's wrong with queen h1?
Because it doesn't force.
I believe you guys. No, but I don't. No, yes, it does. It's check.
Yes, but then king g3, it's like you take, and then you're like, whatever.
King g3, it's the same. The rook is just as available with the king on g3 as it is now.
I think.
Hold on.
We can also like at some point just say F it and take it because.
Hold on, but.
We've been here for a while now.
Yeah, but all right, hold on. Queen h1.
Problem was just taking the rook is that it doesn't seem forcing enough, but it is winning a rook, I suppose.
Oh, king takes rook, king takes bishop, and we're in a better position for white there.
Well, hang on. Queen h1. Queen h1. King goes to g3. Bishop takes the rook.
King takes f3.
Pawn takes rook over to g2. G1 check. Rook's got to go to h4, queen to g3 check.
No. Look at
And
this
that's me.
line.
It's not about position. It's concrete.
No. Here you go. Queen H1, King G3, Bishop takes Rook, King takes Bishop, and then there's more protection for the King because of the Queen and the Bishop in the middle of the board than there actually is over there, anyways.
It's not that. It's not
guys.
That. It's a concrete reason.
Guys,
Wait,
I just said a mating line.
Okay.
You lost me. With all
but I
limitations.
lost. I got lost.
All right. Watch this, guys. Queen H1 check. King to G3 check. Bishop takes Rook. They got to take with the pawn
or the King,
or the King. But there's got to be a mate there, right?
How's it a mate? You have a queen protecting the King.
How? No. What? Queen. You have Rook F1.
Rook F1, King G3.
Okay, Queen F1.
There's a Rook there. Oh, you said instead of Rook? Then Queen blocks. Then Queen blocks.
No, wait. Hold on.
Then you win the Queen then.
No, you just trade.
Oh, I thought you meant you check with the Rook.
There's no mating line there. That's my point. There's no mate there.
There was if they played in my stupid heads line.
All right. Guys, one of these lines has a defense and the other one doesn't.
I just found a decent defense for white in that line.
How is that any better than the previous line?
Because in the previous line, the King's exposed more because that pawn isn't protecting it.
It's not about being exposed. We're either winning material or mating.
We're going to win material and mate in my line, I think.
Takes. Why not there?
Here, my line is something like this. Here,
Could it be
here, and then if King here, Queen Queen to here, King to here, and then Queen to I don't know, here, there's something at that point. I swear there's something there. Why is this puzzle so hard?
I bet you. I'm going back to my original idea. If we take the Rook, the puzzle ends there.
The puzzle ends.
Yes.
It's gonna end.
Just
next
do it.
move.
Screw it. We're gonna sit there and talk until Dojo talks. Just take it. Screw it. Just do it. Just do it.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
Sure, just do it,
guys. This is enough.
Just do it, and then chat can yell at us. I told you.
I know, but it's stupid. Why doesn't Queen? I want to know the refutation to Queen H1.
I just refuted it.
No, you didn't. We still took the Rook in your line. We still took the Rook.
But it's not as good. It's not as good.
What do you mean? We want to.
Whatever.
Guys, we got it right.
Whatever.
Yay! That was not
all right.
difficult
Chat,
at
why
all.
Queen H1
That puzzle was for you, chat. We know how much you love it when we take that long on a Bishop takes Rook move.
Did anyone in chat say why Queen H1 doesn't work?
Probably. They were a bunch of lines. I didn't want to read them though.
We can analyze at the end if you want. We can.
Oh, there was the move for white. I think an attack for white that we were ignoring.
Yeah, I think that's why it wasn't. We couldn't find it because at some point we couldn't force any more moves.
All right. Yeah. People that were saying I was wrong. I wasn't saying Queen H1 was the right move. I was just saying we needed to refute it.
I'm gonna trust what Mitch says. He just said it was more forcing just to go ahead and take the Rook.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Because it just opens it up. There's a mate there. We'll find the mate later.
Exactly what I was saying.
It's not something. It's not something abstract like that. There's a concrete reason. White has some counterplay or something if you go Queen H1.
But we still don't even know the refutation to Rook F5 as opposed to Rook G5 as opposed to Rook F3.
I think Rook G5. I think we calculate. Well, I think Rook G5. Our line was gonna. We didn't. You're right. We didn't.
The Rook must have gone where it went.
It, but we sent the King to a very bad spot. I mean, we didn't mate it immediately, but it was not going to be good.
Right.
Wow.
All right. Okay. New puzzle.
Yeah.
I hated that puzzle. Just saying.
I think this is straightforward. This is Rook takes Rook, check, Knight takes, Queen's check, blocks with the Rook, Bishop. Check, and
why is this one so much easier?
Wait, hold on. Rook takes Rook, Knight takes Rook, Queen
D8,
queen.
queen check, bishop check.
Yeah, JB nailed it right off the bat.
And then the king scoots, and then we pick up the rook.
Throw in the check, bishop, take it.
Take that. Yeah.
With the bishop, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you take the rook with mate.
Yep. Oof. Man, that was easy. Oh, come on. Don't. Queen takes H2. Is it queen takes H2?
Queen takes H2 check. Bishop.
Don't do it yet.
No. King F.
Yeah, and then bishop mate, right?
What the hell?
Oh, rook blocks. Rook blocks. But
Rook blocks, and then you take it.
yeah.
No, if rook blocks, you
If
just
rook
back
blocks,
rank.
you queen check.
Yeah.
You queen check.
Yeah.
Mate.
Oh, come on.
Right.
What?
So hold on. Let's just double check.
This is
So queen H2, king F1,
yeah.
then
Bishop check.
Yeah.
This
So
is
that's
easy.
square. Bishop E3.
Yeah.
Bishop E3, rook blocks, queen
Yep.
H1 mate.
Are we good?
A couple people in chat are saying y'all should listen to me. Just say.
It's easy if you just let
All
JB
right.
solve it for you. All right, JB, go.
Oh no, I should have not
Yeah, see,
said
now
it.
you called yourself out. Now you brought all this pressure on
Let's go,
yourself.
JB. Let's go. Black to move.
All right, what is this one?
Actually, this might be simple. I think it might be one of those queen trade-offs and then a pawn put and then just pawn push
Yeah, I think
somewhere.
you're right.
I think
we're
that's
black.
what it is.
If
But
you
we are
take
black.
the queen, if you take the queen, white takes back with the pawn.
Oh,
And
actually, how does black's
push.
pawn win?
It doesn't?
It doesn't actually win in that line.
I don't know what you're talking about. We
Well,
have no
it
pass
doesn't win in
pawns.
that line.
We I mean, well, the thing is, you have to take with the queen because we're in check. So
I
mean,
you're right.
that's the
Yes,
line.
it does win. The
Pawn
literally have
takes
to.
push the A pawn,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Check.
And then
and then
What
you
do
just
we have
count.
to
Somebody
still
else count the
clear?
pawn moves for me. I don't want
No,
to do it.
but how? I mean, how's
How?
our how's
How do we get our pawn?
Queen
How do we
takes
get the...
queen. Black queen takes white queen.
Oh, the black king just comes over and
White
takes it.
pawn takes black queen. It's black's turn to move on the side, on the right side.
Yeah, there you
Pawn push. White's gonna push again. We push the one that's like on the second further
Two.
file up.
It's got to
White's gonna
take.
take, and we're 2 squares away, and white is 3 squares away.
What she said.
wait?
We got
so
the
queen
steps.
takes-
If you count
right?
the steps, yeah. It's
Well, we have to do that. It has to be that. Okay,
Yep.
take it. All right, hold on.
Of
And then
this pawn?
wait, hold on. I just
yeah.
wanna-
We're closer. Look at them. They're not in our territory yet. They've got 5 pawn pushes that they've got to
Yeah,
make.
push
We
A
only
pawn.
technically have 3,
Hey,
which is why
pawn,
they
right?
have to trade.
Are we pushing our pawn?
A
We're
pawn.
pushing
Are
the
we-
one on
A pawn.
I guess the A file, the furthest one first.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
support
But
the
then, and then the king chases it.
No, because then
No, they're
then
gonna-
you
B
push
pawn.
then you push the B pawn, and they've got to trade. And either
trade.
way, we have the
Yep.
count on them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, A4. And if they push that, then now we push that. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
JB got it.
And
Take.
Take-
whoa!
Take or
Is
pass?
it take or push?
It's take.
You take because then
you
you promote with
Yep, yep,
queen.
check.
Also,
with
it, yeah.
check.
It was check.
Promote.
You
with
know what
check.
I meant.
Yep, that's it. That's the key. Yeah.
Cool.
Good job.
Woo! All
All right,
right.
JB's on a roll. Take it.
Yep.
No. Okay,
No pressure,
we're
don't fail us.
white. We have that on lock. We're playing white, everybody. Okay.
It's a good start.
Artist.
All right.
Whoa, this is a weird one.
I kind of like the looks of this puzzle somehow. I think we have to take the knight because they're threatening to take our pawn right now, which I really don't like.
No. Oh yeah.
Hold
Well,
on.
then we take their bishop.
No, if we take the knight, they take.
Well, no, I said like if they take our pawn with their knight, if that's what your line was, we just
Yeah.
win their
they're-
bishop.
The knight's pinned.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It's true.
Wait, dude, does that mean that they're totally pinned up so we can actually just move in somehow right now with like a bishop? I mean, the other good move right now, just a positional move, is just bishop e5.
Then we lose our A pawn, H pawn.
We force the bishop to move and
Oh,
push
yeah.
the pawn. There were I'm thinking.
Here we have to somehow simplify in order to open the road for one of our pawns.
The B pawn,
and we have
right?
to use 2 pawns in order for the whatever piece is left on the board to have a decoy.
Well, if we
so we're gonna have 2 pawns pushing up, and this way, like, they have to defend against one, allowing us to promote. I know that's the strategy.
You guys, JB has been reading her chess book. She is speaking like a
teacher. No, you're right because
that was well said.
We have 2 passed pawns, but right now the light square bishop for black can cover for both of them.
Yes, that's the problem. So we have to find a way to get that bishop off the diagonal somehow, I think, or
take it. Right, because if we take the knight, we take the knight. We can't just push one. Yeah.
Is there some kind of no? I was trying to think if there's almost some kind of a zoom
diagonal. It's on. This does seem well. If we push, no, because the king can stop anything on the right side of the board.
And also, there's no zugzwang because there's just bishop to e8. Right, that's just fine. Right.
Yeah.
If we can trade the light square bishops, we win. I think.
Bishop check.
If we can trade all the pieces.
We bishop check.
Where?
Yeah.
To D1. King's gotta go to G5.
Oh my gosh! Wait, and then king H3, and then bishop G4. Mate.
Wait, hold
maybe
on. Bishop check. Bishop D1 check, right?
Yeah. King to F5. King H3. Bishop G5. Mate. Maybe.
King
Hold on.
H3.
Hold up. That's mate. Is it?
But the king can get out of the way.
Now? Yeah, I think the king. Well,
can the king get out of the way first and grab the pawn? I think he does. I think he gets up. I think he can't do far enough. Yeah, no, he gets up to E5.
No, he can't.
King D1. King D1. King to F5.
He can't take the pawn though. It's
king to H3. The king can't move.
No, king H3. King
skewer
to
and take the bishop.
5. No, king to E5. Bishop to G4. Then king just takes.
Oh, I can go back that way. Oh, you win the bishop.
King can't take E6. King can't take E6.
I think no matter what, this is right because no matter what,
the bishop.
The bishop is defending E6.
We win. No, we win the bishop. Guys, you had the right line. Really? Bishop D1 check. King's gotta go to F5.
Right.
King to H3.
Right.
He has to push his E pawn to give their king a flight square.
Okay.
Bishop to G4 check. Okay. You win that bishop.
Oh yes. Okay. There you go.
I think he'll end up just trading. I don't think he'll be winning the bishop because the king can just continue on the diagonal and end up on whatever.
No,
because then it's check.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like I'm just saying, instead of just winning.
Because the D pawn is covered by the dark squared bishop, and when you check them, I just
realized that. Yeah.
So when you check them on what's the square? G4. The bishop. There's no way for the king to defend that bishop because that pawn covers the E7 square.
Yeah, so literally he can only go to
because we're going this way.
He has to. The king actually has to step up with his push pawn, which will end up just sacrificing, right?
This is a cool puzzle.
Bishop D1 is a move I always miss.
This is a great
puzzle. I don't think I would have found that one.
This is a very cool puzzle.
Wait. Yeah. They had to push because otherwise it's mate right there. So now they're going to have to push their king up. You win the bishop.
Take the bishop.
And threatening the rook. That's not a rook. It's a knight, guys. Focus. Pay attention.
That's a sexy puzzle right there. That's a sexy puzzle. That's just a nice puzzle. Oh.
I like it. I mess with it.
Is that really just
bishop? Wait, bishop takes, rook takes, rook takes.
Is that straight up it?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Bishop takes. He's got to take with the rook, otherwise we win the knight. Also,
would it? Is it not? I was thinking first rook takes. Rook takes first. If
and then you win the night.
You
and then
good.
You win the night.
Everyone, we need to shut up and let JB talk first.
Wait, hold on.
Man,
both work.
Better.
Wait, why?
No, because you win.
No, because we win both of the rooks that way. No, we don't.
No, you win the knight. You win the knight and the bishop, which is better than just a bishop.
We're not.
Yeah, sorry. Hold on, JB. Sorry.
Hold on.
No, because I know it's fine. It's
Drew.
Okay. If it's rook takes, and they take the rook, and then we take the bishop, that's a fork. We win the second rook as well. If they don't take back the rook, let's say they, I don't know, do something else. I don't know what else.
The bishop. They can take your bishop.
They take the bishop, we take the rook.
We take the
rook. No, I just realized the problem. Rook takes, bishop takes.
Bishop takes. Bishop.
Oh yeah, it is on the same diagonal.
Yeah, that's why I withdrew my support this puzzle because the bishop just takes and then everything's even. So I think you have to take the bishop first.
It's the same idea. It's the same concept, but it's just that you got to get.
Yeah, just one of those lines comes up a piece, and then one is equal.
Bishop takes bishop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rook takes.
Yep.
That was good. That was some good little learning moment right there, though, for sure.
Right. That's one of the. That's a take. Right. Taking. It's just a move order puzzle. Basically. Yeah. We're black. Okay.
Why can't we push the pawn?
Here, just give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Push the pawn or
people in chat are asking about my elo. I'm not very strong, guys. I'm like 1300s.
Yeah, we're all in the 13 to 1500 ish. Man, I know Kostya came out with the video. I was this close to breaking 1600 in bullet, which I know super doesn't count, but I was so close. And then I fell apart. But
I did want to clear
Kostya's video said not to worry about it, so.
Yeah, he said you were already 1600 effectively, I think, in that video, right? Like that was his point. He's like,
right, your goal is 1700.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, Derek, you're 1600? Wait, I didn't follow.
Almost 1600.
I was in bullet. I almost got to 1600 on chess.com for bullet.
In bullet, I'm a strong 800.
Okay, by the way,
I'm killing the game.
The move I like right now is rook f5.
I hadn't even considered rook f5.
What do you guys think about rook f5? Is that
once I figure out where f5 is, I'm going to let you know.
Knight f5. Knight f5. I always do that.
Hold on, we don't have a knight. We're black.
We're black. It was all kinds of confusing.
Everybody can just stop listening to me, and everything is going to be all right.
And they definitely can't get to f5.
I think that's what Derek asked. Like the first thing. Why can't we just push the pawn?
Good question. I don't know. I don't know why you can't. So we push the pawn, then you rook is that D? No, e8, rook e8 to stop.
Then we just put our rook in between them and either win the rook or promote the pawn.
Yeah, I agree. So what else could there be?
They could defend the promoting square with the knight, but then just take it with the rook.
Yeah.
They could give us a spite check, but that does nothing.
Yeah.
Check the checks.
It's pawn push, isn't it?
I feel like, I don't see why not.
I would also, but like rook check seems on that. Why does a different move say like rook check fail?
Because it allows them to move their king up and kind of get it a little bit safer, maybe.
Well, they need to get the king. They need to get towards the king safety isn't the problem. They need to stop the pawn.
That's why I think we can just push it. And they're gonna have to trade. They're gonna have to trade one of their pieces, I think.
Can we just call this a win for black by pushing the pawn and move on with our life?
Yeah, can we just tell the player to resign at this point? Like, why?
Yeah,
can't they just say, I lost?
Resign.
Puzzles.
Push the pawn. They've got to play the rook back, and we're gonna win their rook, and then we're gonna be up a rook. Too soon, Shark. Too soon.
What if there's some sort of like rook? Oh, this is interesting. A rook D2 check, or rook over to H1 to get behind the pawn, and then they can play the knight away. Something like that. I don't know, but then we just take their pawn, and we're feeling pretty good about ourselves, right?
I think if we push the pawn, they're gonna have to sacrifice the rook, and then they'll be up a knight, and then we can always.
Yeah.
They are up a knight at the moment.
We got to push the pawn, right?
So they can sack a knight for our pawn,
or just play rook.
Yeah, but even sack, like, there's no way for that knight to stop. Like, there's no.
I agree. I
don't
don't see how they can either.
Do you play rook b1 now and don't let them have the opportunity to sacrifice?
Well, rook b1. I don't. Yeah, I just don't see the difference. Why does rook b1?
Sorry, that doesn't work.
Rook b1, then they can push their pawn.
Yeah, sorry, no, never mind. That doesn't work because then they can just play like rook to never mind.
But rook b2 is check. Why does that not work?
Oh.
Because if rook b2, let's say, the question is, like, why even bother with the check? Like,
I agree, but one has to not work and one does. Like, I mean, rook b2.
Well, can you refute our line?
I can't refute either line.
Well, then that's my point, is that this is more direct, and that, like, trying to bring up other stuff, if we can't refute it, then there's
only
no point
one thing works.
Lines.
Only one thing works.
Hold on.
Yeah,
if we push the pawn, they play rook back to e1. We block with our rook. They either lose their rook or we're getting a queen, or they trade rooks and we're up a queen. I don't understand how that could be bad at all.
We block with our rook, and then yeah. Sorry, let's just rook a2.
It's push the pawn, and then the rook comes. Rook fine blocks that. Yeah.
Just take the knight.
They're just sacrificing. Just take the knight.
Hold
on. Hold on.
They're going to get behind our pawn.
Okay.
They're going to get behind the pawn. That's their goal. I don't know where the king needs to go. I don't know why it matters.
I think we don't care about our a pawn. I think that we can take their pawn and then just b2.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll have the other pass.
Oh, no. Oh, no, because we actually do have a move here, because we can check to protect our pawn.
Yeah, but then we're not promoting it.
Yeah, but we can get our king over there, and then we can promote it. So king to f6 would be the most direct.
Why is it better?
Because we have to eventually get our king over to a2 to get the pawn promoted.
Also, I would be tempted to go f6 in general, because you want your king involved in an endgame.
Yeah.
The king is 5 moves away from there.
I don't think there's any reason to tuck the king to h6.
I'm not saying the king needs to, like, actually go there. I'm saying that if right now we have to move the king, there's no other thing we can do. And since it's an end game, like, let's get it involved. Like, where else are we gonna go?
I know. Chess principles would say king f6. That's f6, right? f6, no problem.
Also, no checks.
But I mean, there's no check on h6 either.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna end up trading pawns.
Hit the rook.
It's active,
and then trying to trade rooks.
Move.
But it's not it. But both. Why does one not?
Because you need to get the king over to a2, and unless you get the king over to a2 and beat the other king,
moves. It's 5, 10.
It's not getting there.
I don't think it's getting there. If you go to a6,
you need to beat their king.
One of the problems could also be that they push.
No, you don't. If their king goes that way, you push your pawn.
JB, sometimes we just have to let them fight and let them work it out.
Is that what it is to be a parent, Derek?
All right, king f6. I don't care.
Yeah, just let them punch each other. They're fine.
King f6 is probably right. I just don't see why king h6 is also not winning.
Because I think king h6, the problem is that if they push their pawn, you're boxed in, and you have to go all around again.
Yeah.
Rook b2.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I mean, that is
pump the brakes, kid.
I mean, unless we take the pawn, we can take their pawn and try.
Well, that's the only option I was thinking. But I think we're gonna have to trade. There's no way for us to promote at this point. I think we're gonna have to trade pawns, right? And it does the check.
No, we don't have to trade. We just protect with the check.
Dan, I wouldn't intentionally make my king
Yeah, but
it was a tactical.
If we protect with a check, then they're just going to push their
puzzle.
pawn, and we're going to end up having to trade.
So if let's say we do the check, let's say we do the check. If they go to the 8th rank, that allows us to promote all of a sudden, because we can give another check with the rook and support the 8th rank promotion. If they go to the 6th rank, is there anything there that matters?
Oh yeah, king F5, and then we can push our pawns and check their king back and checkmate in the middle of the board. Interestingly, I think.
I need to hear a line for that.
Okay, so rook b2, king h3, king f5. I don't know. Rook. Let's say b6. G5. Oh yeah, we create a little pass pawn action at the very least with the 2-on-1. We create a pass pawn there.
We already have a pass pawn there.
Well, but I mean, with a king supporting it, like and trapping their king on in between is my main point.
I don't know. I think rook b2 is probably right, but I don't. Yeah, I don't see what else we would do.
Taking the pawn just seems like a waste.
If you take the pawn, though, you might just simplify into I don't know.
Tricky.
Yeah. Rook b2, because if you can still take the pawn after rook b2.
Let's say the value of the pawns, the value of our pawn is much higher than the value of their pawn, based on the fact that
which pawn?
Our pawn is better than their pawn.
It's closer to because
A pawn is better than B pawn, like because it's closer to promotion. Period. So like at the end of the day, it's why would you ever trade away?
But as soon as they start pushing the B pawn, it becomes as good.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna. I see those pawns just having to be traded in the end.
Yeah. Okay. At the end of the day, we can still force pressure on their king and get the king all mixed up too, because the king is going to have to be on the 3rd, and then we've got 2 pawns and a king coming in at that king too.
Oh, if this were like a blitz game, incredible. I would totally check.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I don't know, but it doesn't.
I think the check, we just don't have enough follow-up, except if they blunder into letting us promote. But I don't think the puzzle would blunder into letting us promote.
The follow-up is to pressure their king with our pawns and our king. That's the follow-up.
But I think that's too slow. Isn't it too slow? Like
it's not tactical. It's just you're just slow? Playing strategically there.
Oh, check, move down, like we start moving up.
Yeah, that's not
and
you're not gonna mate them.
We're already one.
We're still at some point we're probably still gonna have to
deal with the pawns.
Move our rook, because they're gonna start pushing their pawn towards promotion. So we're gonna have to like take that and leave the defense of the other pawn.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
take the B pawn, they take our A pawn, we check them on G5. Yeah, I was leaving it at G. I figured you guys knew where I'm at.
Oh, there's almost a skewer. There's almost a skewer. It's not
and then we can start to push our just everything.
It's also not a windmill, unfortunately.
Sadly,
I think it's you trade the pawns, you give the check, and by giving the check, you sort of, if the king goes the wrong way, you create like a little barrier.
You cut him off, and then you can push the H pawn.
But
if he goes to the H file,
if we play rook b2 and that king goes to the 1st rank, I'm gonna be so mad.
But it's all right.
Wait,
but
they won't. No, it's gonna be rook takes pawn, and then the puzzle ends.
Rook takes pawn. All right, but let's make sure we know why.
Wait, rook takes pawn? The B pawn?
Yeah,
I think that's what we're saying. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Drew, focus.
I'm losing it.
I'm willing to bet it's rook takes the pawn, trade the pawns off. We win on the king side.
But after king
on the
H,
queen side.
That's the king side.
Side, whatever.
The king after king h2. So after rook g5, king h2. What?
Yeah, what do you
Then
get?
I mean, you have
why
the
is
king
this
cut
position
off,
any
but
better?
I don't know. I know.
Also, why are you going king h2 and not king f2?
Because king f2, the king gets cut off, and then we can push our h pawn.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have the rook that can block
the rook
just goes over to h.
on.
The rook has taken the pawn up there.
The rook has taken the pawn
then,
on a7, a2.
Yeah, so then a1, h1, whatever.
Well, we can get behind our pawn.
Okay.
I mean,
and then if you do that, then you're not blocking the king out anymore.
Yeah, but then you push the other pawn. It's not
Okay.
fast. I don't know.
What pawn?
Well,
like, I'm not like I don't see it.
You cut it off. If you cut off the king, if the king goes this way, the king goes to f2. It's cut off, and then you play h.
H4,
you play h4.
Rook a1.
Rook a1. h3.
Rook h1.
Rook h4.
King g3.
Can't. There's a pawn on h3.
F3 or f4.
F4. There's its own pawn. Wait. Where's the king? The king's on f2 right now, so it can't go to f4.
Pawn to f4.
Oh, f4.
Yep.
Okay. Wait, are we looking at a line with the check here?
Yeah. No, this is without check. This is g5 check. Sorry.
This is takes rook g5.
Okay.
So takes. Sorry, this. This.
No, that's
it's our move.
Rook, sorry.
It's our
move.
move.
This.
Rook g7, g2. Check.
Okay, this.
Well, that's not the right way to go, but
whatever. I mean, what you're still not
king, then h2.
Then h2.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, maybe that is it.
But the king wouldn't go that way. The king would go back to f1. The king wouldn't go to e3.
But king f1.
King f1 makes it more complicated. Yeah.
Well, then the other king can come in, I guess.
So should we keep? Maybe we should just keep the pawn over there, so we have both sides situation.
So you're saying check, rook b2 check?
Yeah, because most of that stuff can work. Then we could start pushing pawns on either side.
Nobody's convinced me that one is any better than the other. Like so far, like I feel equal between the two choices, and that's frustrating.
I'm sort of similar. I'm in a similar boat.
Okay, so rook b2 check, king h3. Then what? Or king
then
g3.
I my favorite is so here, 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 check. Here.
This is the only. Well, yeah, that's the only.
Here. Ooh, that's pretty. I mean. Then king takes h4. Never mind.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna come back with a clear head and we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, this is frustrating.
It's halftime.
How do you make a decision?
I think the check is probably right.
Why?
At this level, because of the level of puzzle we're on.
28's not bad. I mean,
it's not bad, but it's not that hard.
Taking material is also straightforward, just like a check is.
But I think that the line that you were showing with the rook coming around is the problem. Like at the end of the day, we just traded pawns.
That one was on this check.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what Seth is saying. The check is better because the level, but also I think the check might be better just because if we just trade pawn right away.
And when you're up, when you're up, your goal is to not trade pawns. So I mean, I know this is a puzzle. We're not thinking like endgame strategy, but we're thinking endgame tactics. But if we're thinking endgame strategy, no, not pawns.
Right.
And we definitely would want to keep all things being equal, we'd want to keep the pawns on either side of the board so that we can force the king to go after one and then queen the other.
All right, what do we decide on?
Nothing.
We decided to let you decide.
People seem to like the check.
I like the check. Rook B2.
Where are you headed generally, Derek, between the two right now? 50-50.
I don't know, but I'm not leaning towards the check. I don't know.
You're leaning towards the take.
I feel like there's just no way to promote that pawn. I don't think.
I don't think the reason we go there with the rook is necessarily actually to like defend the pawn. Like it's an intermediate like benefit, I think, but it's more to push the king into further, like entrenching the king.
But I feel like they can. The king steps up, and then I don't think we're gonna mate them with any pawn pushes.
That's true.
I think also the reason maybe that we keep the protection of the pawn for now, even though it maybe not last, is that it's helping us to have the white rook on that side of the board right now. We don't actually want the rook to get involved and active. Mm-hmm. So if we give the check on B2, we sort of stop the rook from becoming easily active, like away from like going around.
Right. We tie the rook. Right. Because right now, like, we both have rooks, but ours is like more free to do what it wants.
Yeah, because as soon as the rook moves, if we're protecting right now, then we promote. So that white rook is actually really not doing anything. So I think that's why we protect it, just because we keep the white rook stuck.
But also,
there.
now we're thinking about like Drew's lines and stuff. If the king ever steps up, then the rook can give checks again.
No, because the rook's only on the second.
Yeah, but if the king moves up, the rook can check our from behind.
Why would the king ever move up? Why not just keep him on the third?
The black king, I think he's saying the black king, right?
Oh, wait, you're talking about black king?
If we move our king up the board to go fight, to go take their pawns or queen, they can check us.
Yeah, maybe F5 is not as secure as we thought. That's a problem. You know what? Their rook gets behind. Their rook gets behind easier than our rook gets behind those kingside pawns with the check line.
Yeah, but the rook still can't. If our king ever gets sheltered, the rook still has to stop our pawn.
No, but I'm saying that there could just be force, trade, and then their rook can more easily get back to the 8th rank than ours can get, like, because of the king positioning. It's actually easier for the white rook to get back behind the black pawns than it is for the black rook to get behind the white pawns, because the king is actually right there by the 3rd, so he can come back to 2nd if need be to block the rook from coming back around. Does that make sense?
I got a little lost, I'm not gonna lie, but I believe you.
Does that make sense, Derek? Do you see what I'm saying?
Not even. I lost you from the start. I was just hoping that Seth or JJ were following you.
Here's my idea. behind the rook check line was that we could bring our king up to F5. The problem with bringing our king up to F5 is that eventually they can bring their rook back to the 8th rank and come back behind the black pawns.
Yeah,
they're already behind.
I mean, they could already swing it over and be behind.
But the thing is, if they bring the rook back, then we can easily get back to the 7th and stop them from coming in to infiltrate from behind. But if we're playing this check line, our rook is already going to get the king side quickly. So, and there's no way they're going to get behind. If we're playing the check line, we're not getting our rook over to do any damage on the king side without more work to make that happen. So that's my proposition.
Well, log loss says that it's probably going to be something stupid, like they go to the 8th rank or something.
Yeah, I was about to do the same damn thing. Let's just send rook b2 check, and
I was proposing taking the pawn actually.
Wait,
oh, you're saying
you switched at the very end. We finally all agreed to go with your line of checking, and now you switched at the last moment.
Oh no!
Oh, come on!
What is happening to us?
No, I think rook b2 check is stronger than taking. I'm not saying by a whole lot. I'm saying that it's like a 51% to 49% election win here.
What's ridiculous is that one is totally right and one is one wins and one draws.
That's the only reason why you've swung me over to the check, is taking the pawn feels like it's just going to be a draw.
I agree. I think we should not trade pawns. Just on endgame principle style. Just keep as many potential queens on the board as we can.
Did you guys understand my whole point behind why taking the pawn made sense to me?
Yeah, but I don't get it.
It's not enough.
I think check, and then the puzzle ends right there.
First off, we can get behind their king if we want. We could go to
then just king c2 or g2 or whatever, h2, whatever.
Scott, we were out of time a long time ago.
But we can. Our king.
Oh yeah,
back, so.
We definitely flagged here.
All right. Yeah, I think rook b2.
All right,
just do it.
It's our best chance, but.
Oh!
I told you.
How dare they? How dare they have that
stupid? That is so stupid.
No, that is terrible.
I'm incensed.
Oh my!
I don't want to play chess anymore.
I'm sure that whole puzzle is just to tempt you to take the pawn. That's the whole thing about this puzzle is that you want to take the pawn and you don't.
Why?
Oh no!
That can't. That's so ridiculous. That's so stupid.
I
hate chess. It's so stupid.
That is so terrible.
I hate puzzles. I like the concept of puzzles, but I hate these. I hate the chess.com puzzle thing.
Yeah, we need to go, if we have time, we need to go back and try to look at what the follow-up is.
Yeah. Write that one down. That was puzzle 20.
That was puzzle 1619. Or was that puzzle 28?
Oh, you have the number?
Or 29.
Yes.
Or we can go back through the VOD too if we need.
1619. Yeah. No, we should check that one.
That big gap in time where we spent 20 minutes.
I'm also taking note of the puzzle 22. I don't remember why, but I remember that we argued about that one a lot too.
Oh my god.
There was one other one that we spent a lot of time. I don't remember. It must have been 22 then, if you took note, because we had another one where there was all.
Yeah.
And it just ended on something like that.
Oh my god!
All right, let's forget that. Let's pretend that puzzle never happened.
I know. I remember the one. It was the take the rook or queen h1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Felt grinder.
And then it just ended.
Yeah.
Is this just rook takes bishop, rook takes rook, queen checks and wins the rook?
That looks.
Is that really it?
That
looks like a line to me.
Wait, so rook? Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. Just the fact that you have that the king on that open file, and you just need to get rid of the bishop. That's why I saw it. It was I just need to get rid of that bishop so I can check him, and then I'm oh yeah, no, it's a double attack. So I think.
By the way, match player, that was incorrect. It's actually,
What happened?
They're trying to say who has the highest.
They're trying to. No, don't tell them. Don't tell them.
They won't tell them.
I don't know what the answer is.
They are not correct.
I don't know either. I don't know if I'm I don't know who has a higher rating between me and Drew. I haven't played much.
We go back and forth. Lately. I actually do know the answer, but we go back and forth a lot. So, but I won't say. Anyways,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Wow. And Daster hits us with Carlson is above all of us. Wow.
Carlson,
real mature, yeah. Real mature, Daster. Real mature.
Actually, Daster is also still wrong. He just said the same order.
Yeah.
With Carlson on top.
Are you saying he's wrong? We're above Carlson?
I mean,
all right.
Between the four of us,
I don't know about the rest.
We would be Carlson in a consultation match anytime. Right? Come on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Easily. Right. Totally. We're Scrubs.
Yeah, we beat a Craddock, so now we're like Carlson.
Yeah, we can Carlson. They're both.
All right. Yeah, hey guys, let's get this puzzle over with.
All right, I think that line is right. We win a full piece.
Wait, hold on. Let me check the material first. Like, we're not down anything, are we?
No, I think they'll pick up a pawn. No, they won't even pick up a pawn. No.
Derek Drew's instinct.
All right.
That's so terrible, but it's true. Oh, it's so true.
All right.
I like how I'm better than my instincts, though.
True.
Like somehow I'm better than
everybody's better than your instincts.
It's true. It's all right, Drew. Have you heard the solution to the puzzle yet?
Sorry. Rook takes bishop, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Wins the bishop.
Mm-hmm. And then
queen.
Queen to whatever that dark square is.
G4.
Diagonal check.
G5. Queen G5.
Yep. And then win the rook.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
The rook.
Yep.
All right.
That was easy. My instinct. Oh man.
Bishop takes the pawn.
White is preventing castling.
Bishop takes the pawn.
Bishop takes F3, F2. Okay. King takes, and then rook F8. Winning the queen.
Queen takes F2.
What about queen takes F2?
Yeah.
Then queen. Okay, queen.
Sorry, then play the rook first.
Yeah, I was gonna say rook. What about rook F8 first?
F8 then you win the rook.
Rook F8.
I had my lines backwards. Or
rook F8. Queen
G3.
No, because then it's maybe. All right, maybe queen G3. Probably not, but possible.
Well, then it's a
queen G3. Then we just trade queens.
We trade queens,
and then we win the rook.
Win the rook.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
I'm good with that.
Queen. Wait, hold on. Queen like E2.
Queen E2.
Yeah. So rook F8. Queen E2.
Then they
bishop
have to
takes.
Same thing. Bishop takes.
Yeah.
And then if queen takes, rook takes. We would get a queen for 2 pieces.
Yeah, which is good.
Good. Probably good enough. What's the material situation? We both have knight and bishop. We both have 2 rooks, pawns.
I think it's fair.
Okay. Yep.
What?
All right.
No.
Let's see. And it would just
No, sorry. I was just making sure because I was noticing that that pawn is unprotected ahead of our king. So I was trying to figure out if that rook can ever take that pawn with check. I don't think they can with our line because we're attacking their queen.
Oh no, but queen takes queen. Oh, with the rook queen trade. Queen takes queen. Pawn takes. Rook. Oh, and they don't have time.
No. Queen takes. No, queen,
rook checks.
Rook check.
Oh,
but it's still. Oh no, but we. Yeah, and then our king has nowhere to go. It has to step in front of our rook.
What if What if Queen G3?
Oh no,
bishop takes F2.
Hold on, Queen. Well,
bishop takes F2, and then Queen has to take, rook takes, and we have the same like material advantage. And the Queen still protects the E pawn.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Okay. Rook F8, Queen G3, Bishop takes F2, Queen takes F2, Rook takes F2, King takes F2, and the Queen protects the D6 pawn.
But they don't have to. So if you take F2 first and then Queen takes, right? And Rook F8. The queen moves.
Queen just moved. But we're not doing that. We're doing Rook F8 first. Rook F8, Queen G3, Bishop takes F2, Queen takes f2, rook takes f2.
No. They throw in. They have the rook check first before they recapture.
No, because they're in check.
They're not in check.
If the rook takes, then we just play king to f7 and attack the rook. And then if they move the rook, we can play king to g6 and attack the bishop or something.
Wait, I think there's a bit of confusion here.
Yeah, Drew.
There always is.
Drew, use the arrows because, yeah, there you go.
Check.
No. The queen takes. That doesn't.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So you take first.
Yeah.
So basically, you trade your bishop and your rook, our bishop and our rook for the queen.
And that's still protected.
And protect them, yeah.
Okay, I see it now. All right, I was thinking I thought you were saying trade the queens first. I'm like, then they
No.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
We good?
Yeah. You don't need to clear all the arrows. You can just move it.
Oh, didn't see that one.
Block it. Wait, right?
Pawn block?
Pawn block holds the H pawn.
Yeah, they take the H pawn, but
then we win their rook.
Yeah.
And then
they're threatening.
But no, but king. But then they can skewer. Though if we take the rook and the king moves over, king takes bishop.
Put it on the board. Put it in the arrow.
Sorry. Here. Here.
Take
here.
Yeah, check.
Here.
No, not gonna go there because then we discover check.
Then we take.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't even do that one.
Then you'd win the bishop with a check with the queen.
Yeah, that would be stepping into the windmill. So they're gonna go in the corner. They're gonna go in the corner.
Yeah, but then they're
into that windmill. I love it.
Then they're at risk of mate.
Come here, step into the windmill.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all for all renewable energy.
So
why is pawn better than a rook?
Because a rook becomes pinned.
Oh yeah,
need that rook.
Yeah, we need it.
We're using that rook to wreck their stuff.
What about
good recovery there?
Yeah, I think it's just block with the pawn.
But also, hold on. But
I'm fine with that.
But hold on. When we take the pawn, we push the pawn. They take our H pawn. We check with the bishop. Win the rook. Then they check us with the queen taking G6, right?
Taking G6 because they're taking here. So the check here. Okay. Then we can block with the rook, I guess, at that point.
I missed it.
Wait, no, we can't. Yes, we can.
So we block with the pawn. They take the H pawn. We deliver check with the bishop. King goes to H1. We win the rook. Then they play queen G6 check.
Queen G6
picks up the
pawn.
Then rook blocks.
Yeah, I'm just making sure because
then
our rook is pinned. Our king can't go to a lot of squares because of the bishop. We can't go to the dark squares.
We could be getting mated there. You're right.
Or some.
We can also block with the knight.
Perpetual. We could be getting perpetual.
Knight.
But there's no perpetual. But let's say we block with the rook. Let's say queen takes G6 after the line.
My fear was perpetual.
I think there was perpetual because they just keep going.
They move the queen to H8 and then back up to H5, right?
Or G. I was saying G8 and.
No, it's not perpetual because
G6.
We block the light square diagonal with the rook, then if they go
they have back rank check.
Yeah, we block with the knight.
Then block with the queen or the queen.
The queen's still there.
The queen.
Yeah, yeah. We could block with the queen. Yeah,
but no, we don't block. We don't block with the queen.
The knight is there
to protect the pawn.
Yeah, because then they're gonna come in with the rook and check it.
Either way.
No, the rook is gone. The rook is gone because we've taken it with the bishop.
Yeah, we did take it.
All right. I think we can send it.
I think it's still okay. I think we can defend it, and we're up a rook.
So G6?
Sure.
I mean, what else would it be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now bishop takes.
Pretty sure.
Lock it in.
Yes.
Yeah, just do it. You know.
Take
All right.
the bishop or take the rook.
rook.
Lock it in.
I think so. Yeah, go for it.
Let's see.
We're so nervous about it.
It ends too soon.
Woo! Fun stuff going on with this bad boy. I'm looking at knight to F. No, that does not.
Select the queen and mate him.
Yeah.
So knights to A4.
A4.
Queen
because there's mate on the board on
queen to H4.
Queen to H4, then you push the pawn.
Queen H4.
Yeah.
A4. A5. Wait, what? Wait, what did you just say?
Oh, sorry. I got my
Knight A4.
Knight A4, Queen A5.
Then you push the B pawn. And then you permanently kick it off of that diagonal.
Yeah.
With a threat with mate coming in.
Then B4.
That's good.
And then whichever one of those things they take, they get made up.
Okay. Lock it in.
Wait,
Yeah.
so you guys are saying knight A4 and then what?
Queen A5, G,
Yeah.
and then B4.
B4.
To attack the queen again. If they take the pawn with their queen, then it's mate on a C7. And so basically we've cut off the queen's defense of all of those.
Can't move.
It's gonna have to like sacrifice its queen or something, or just resign.
I see, yeah. The queen has to stay on the diagonal. I see.
I like it. Can we lock it in?
Do they have any? They don't have any checks or anything. Yeah, no. Okay, yeah.
No.
Locking it in.
Yep, do it.
Do it.
Ooh.
Or take the queen. Yeah, we just
take the queen. Yeah.
I want to make sure. Yeah, just take the queen, right? Take the
queen. Take the queen. They win. Or no, they don't win our rook. What am I talking about? Yeah, take the queen. Our rook is covered by our queen.
Wait, could I take their rook and do a kind of mate? No.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. All right.
Yep, and then just take the rook back.
Really, this puzzle keeps going, but the other one stops.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, come on. It was a good puzzle. I like that puzzle. That's a nice puzzle.
Ooh, is this a windmill?
Oh.
We call all discovered checks windmills now.
Wait, straight up, how is?
Oh, okay. I wasn't saying anything, but I was not getting the joke. Okay, now
So the joke is that I actually got windmilled in Vegas.
No, the joke is
that you claimed we had a windmill in our consultation match.
No, but the only reason I keep on claiming it is because I'm seeing it everywhere because I got windmilled in Vegas.
He has windmill PTSD.
Yeah, basically.
I see.
Yeah,
windmills everywhere. He drives.
I got windmilled OTB. Like, yeah.
He drives past a wind farm and just like rolls his car in the ditch and all right.
Yeah.
This one seems easy.
Yeah.
What's wrong with queen to the square?
I think knight
queen
knight A5 checkmate. No.
Queen D4, king.
Knight A5 a
Knight A5. No queen move. No queen move.
Knight A5. No. Well, then they take with the queen.
Yeah, but
we're up a queen and then might win
but
a
our
rook.
Our king is not the best. But yeah, you're right.
It's a double check. It's a double check.
Oh yeah, it is a double check. It is a double check. Yeah.
King has to move.
Yeah, it is.
And he can't move anywhere, right?
Yep, I knew it was going to be one of those just simple knight moves. Yep.
B5.
It's a main one.
King B5.
Yep. I told you it was going to be something easy.
No,
I missed the double check.
King B5 is not protected.
King B5. Okay, B5, you're right.
B5.
King B5.
Oh.
Yeah, that is B5. Okay, I see it. All right. King B5. Then bishop C4. Then king
C6 or
king
C6.
C6
or king b6.
It has to take the pawn. Oh yeah.
Either way.
No, king c6. C6 is covered by the knight, but it has to take the pawn on b6.
Okay, takes b6.
Yeah.
Queen b4.
Before what?
That's mate.
You beat me to it. It's not mate. Queen b4.
Queen blocks.
Yeah.
No, but then bishop takes queen. That wouldn't be so good.
All right. But there might be other defense.
Wait, where are we here?
Put it. Yeah, do the arrow thing.
Okay, queen. Yep.
Take the pawn.
King goes on the 7th rank. No, okay, so the king has
King's
one square right now. There's gotta be something stronger here. Hold on.
Actually, multiple squares.
Yeah.
No, but like in that original, like as soon as we do the discovered check from the bishop.
Yeah, we got to get the knight to a better square.
Yeah,
the
I think
knight
so.
to d4 covers b5. So what about knight d4? Check.
What about
King's gotta go.
What was wrong with queen e4?
This looks pretty forcing.
Queen e4, check. King moves to b5 again.
But we want that square for the knight. Well, hold on. Then queen.
Wait.
No, I don't like that.
It's got wait.
Oh wait, hold on. We can
94 check. What's that? Isn't that me? Where does the
queen's on e4?
The queen's on e4.
No. First move. We haven't done a
94.
move. First move, 94 check.
94, yeah.
Can the king move?
Oh,
good question.
No.
Knight d4.
Yes.
King goes to d5. No, it can't.
Is that a mate?
No, it's not. It's the king, because the king can go behind the knight.
No, it can't because the bishop.
Bishop.
I missed the bishop line. I thought we were gonna win I think that's the maiden one.
Yeah.
That's a mate.
So
right.
no queen move, right?
It's mate in one.
Yeah, no, it's just knight. Yeah, knight d4.
Yeah,
Knight
so that was
d4.
it. We just need a better knight move.
That's a checkmate.
I
think.
JB knows her Seeger.
Or what?
Lock it in.
Got those knight moves.
She knows her Siegs.
She knows the Siegs, yeah.
What's
you
that
hear
word
chess
mean?
latte?
Bob Seeger. Working on some night moves.
Oh,
block.
We blew it.
Bishop takes.
Bishop takes. It's just it's a sacrificial pawn. So it's mate in 2.
Who's Bob Seeger?
Oh man,
That
scared me.
Trying to get some awkward teenage blues.
It scared the heck out of me.
It's a singer from the 70s that makes questionably good songs. Not really good. Not being that good songs. Yeah, just old classic rock guy. But Night Moves is one of his famous songs.
Oh, okay.
So I'm physically incapable of not saying something about it every time somebody says Night Moves.
Now I get the reference. Thank you.
It's okay. Chess Latte didn't get it either.
Chess Latte, you and I.
Wouldn't you say, Derek?
I don't know. I said a lot of things.
Wouldn't you say it's kind of funny how the night moves?
I don't even know.
Yeah, that's a line from the song as well.
Daster actually predicted our shock.
Funny how the night moves.
There you go. That's right. That's true. That's true.
Daster actually predicted our shock when B3 happened. He was like, they're going to be so shocked when B3 comes on the board.
We weren't expecting it.
Yeah, that's at our game. B3.
All right.
Guys, we have 22 minutes to get 7 puzzles.
Probably not even that long because they're coming on at 6 and we got to cut off this Zoom call so that they can get set up. So we've probably got more like 10 minutes.
All right.
Do it. Speed running.
Knight F5.
Knight
F5.
Check. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's just a thought.
Knight F4 check.
And then Knight H4 check.
Knight H4, and then they move the king up.
We take the bishop. Is there something better? Yeah. Where does the king move actually in that? Yeah, king moves. Knight. We take the bishop with check again.
Thanks, MG Riddle. I got the link. I'll check out the song.
Then the king doesn't do that. It is just winning a bishop, but we sack.
No, we sack the knight. But it looks promising.
What about E3?
Slow.
Or D3. I don't know.
Meh.
It's slow. It's very.
What about knight h4 check first?
Knight h4 check.
Pawn takes.
Yeah, we're not making full house references, Daster. We're making Bob Seger references.
Knight F4 check.
How do we get these damn rooks in here?
Yeah.
We need one of these knight mates.
Night nets.
Yeah, we need a night net. Right. What else could we
if we first throw in knight f4 check and they take, and then we do the knight h4, then we can win a bishop.
It's not a win again. We
can recuperate our lost piece for a bishop.
So that was fun.
I mean, it looks good. We win a pawn.
It's nice. It's a good position.
It's a better position.
It wins a pawn. It wins a pawn.
Does it win a pawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we take the pawn on h4.
A puzzle to win a pawn? A puzzle for a pawn?
There could be more. All right. What about, are the rooks forkable? Could they be forkable after a knight check? No.
Yeah, well, we've got probably 4 minutes, then we'll have to shut it down, by the way.
4? Dang. Wait, they're going to need 15 minutes to set up?
Well, also, chaos is breaking loose here.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of screaming. I've got one sick child. There's a lot of screaming.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
In 2 months, I think the Scrubs might solve 10 puzzles. That's optimistic, Dad.
Optimistic.
I mean, it's a good move. That's a good play.
All right. What's the
we just do it because we don't have time? We don't have time.
6. We're up a pawn. We're up a pawn as it is.
Should we just try it?
So we'd be up a number.
I mean, we have 4 minutes. Let's throw caution to the wind.
All right. Fair enough.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my God.
There you go. See what happens?
Oh my God.
That was fun. All right.
Unbelievable.
Bishop B5.
Bishop B5.
Yep.
That seems to.
Wait,
yeah.
This is a move order one. It's like, what do we do first? Do we take the knight first?
You always do the pin first, right?
Yeah, I think we
pin, then take the knight. Okay, so but they can get it.
Move order,
they can
quick.
Okay, so if you do bishop B5, they can castle and get out of it.
Now, if they castle, you get. If they castle, you take the knight and then you take the bishop.
Yeah, if they castle, you take the knight, but then they take your bishop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you have to take the knight first.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. That was a good call. I think
take knight first. Do it.
Yep.
I guess.
Yeah, you're right. No, you had it right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then
wait, what?
Take it with a rook.
Bishop. No bishop because.
Yeah. Then we lose. Yeah. You're right.
Cool. All right. Whew. Queen H5. Check.
It is a check. Check is good.
It's forcing. And then there's a bishop takes, and then we're good. We have bishop takes, and then yeah, right?
Is it bishop takes first?
Bishop takes
Queen
first.
H5.
Right.
Queen H5, knight F3 or C3. Queen A5.
Knight
Wait.
C3.
Yeah, it's gotta be bishop takes.
Here.
It's gotta be bishop takes first.
Ignore me.
Otherwise...
Then here.
I was making moves for black.
Then here.
The knight in the center is gonna block, and we're not gonna be able to win the knight if we do the check first.
No, because then we win the rook in the end.
No, take the knight, then check, then take the bishop. Drew, so you take the knight, the bishop recaptures, then you check, then you take the bishop.
Yeah, then they can't block with the knight.
Yeah.
Okay. So take knight?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now check. Yep.
And now you take.
Take it.
Are you sure there's not a matey thing or something? Just careful. Or just take it?
We got a free bishop and a rook, possibly.
Yep.
Yeah. Our king will be nasty out there, but
okay. All right. We're getting close, but I don't think we'll have the time. Darn it.
Take the knight, take the bishop.
B4? No, just B4.
Slow.
Oh yeah, there's an incoming fork. You got to take the knight first.
Take the knight. What's the problem with this one?
Take the knight, take the bishop, then they'll end up probably winning our knight, but we're up.
I say
our rook.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's just do a puzzle rush style now.
Yeah.
That.
Here?
Save the no.
Or here?
Or just take the pawn.
Take the
on the
pawn.
7th rank.
Yeah.
I want to threaten the bishop though, because you got to attack 2 pieces so that we win one of them.
Yeah, but if we
already won a knight.
But we could win another piece if we attack the bishop.
Yeah.
Double attack. But I don't know which one.
We were down a piece.
Is it the second or is it the first?
I think
which one is the right one?
Yeah, you're right.
The first, so then you can win the pawn on the G pawn.
This one?
Yeah, right?
Why not this one?
Because then, it's just to split up their pawn structure even more.
Is that literally what we're getting down to?
Well, because if you do that, then you take the F pawn, and then they can push the G pawn.
Either way, we're going to take the G pawn next, because the rook would end up on that square either way.
Is there something
after we took?
Are they going to take our knight in the corner? Is that the problem? I don't know. I have no idea.
Are we at risk of a rook check?
Second. Okay, are we going G1 or F2? Puzzle rush.
Or take the bishop.
Or take no, because then we would then we only gain 2 points of material versus 3.
Well, if we take the bishop and they take the rook, then we take the bishop.
Does it need to? Does it?
Is there a way to save the knight?
No, that knight can stay over there.
The knight's done.
Goodbye. Knight.
Oh no! But taking the F2 pawn, taking this pawn saves the knight.
That's true.
Are we worried about rook?
What if we just take this immediately?
Yeah. So maybe it is rook to whatever that square is, F2. And then we can still get it.
F2. Okay.
Hitting the bishop, right?
Okay.
And then if they save the bishop,
lock it in.
I don't know.
I like that theory. We good with that?
Wow. This is our last
we're gonna have to wrap it up soon. It's getting ugly.
Oh well.
All right, I think it's getting ugly down there. I gotta go. So,
all right.
Sorry, Derek.
No, it's no problem. Plus, I gotta get off this Zoom anyway, so that they can get on. There's a lot of screaming. I don't want to go downstairs. I'm scared.
F7. Daster wanted F2. Ha ha. Oh man.
What's wrong with taking F7? I don't know what's wrong with any of them. All right.
All right.
Well, thank you, JB. Thanks for coming on again. We fell far shy. Also, everybody stick around because we're going to have Dojo Talks coming up and should be in like 12, 13 minutes, something like that. But thank you for coming on, and we'll see you next time.
Yes. Right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye, guys.